Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me a few seconds. I'm just going to go live on Facebook, and we're going to start today's live session as we will be discussing Neurographic method. We'll be discussing a very interesting topic today. We will be talking about, is there a specific pattern in Neurographica? Okay. Welcome, 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 everybody. Let me make sure. Excellent. Welcome, everybody on Facebook. Welcome. We are here today as we are, 1 second. Let me make sure I see your comments on Facebook. Let me take this so we don't hear myself talking again. Okay. Welcome, everybody. My name is Lana. Shalom. I'm a certified Neurographic instructor and coach. I'm a trainer. Let me see. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Great, now I can see. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to today's open live session on the method of Neurographica, as we will be discussing something so fascinating, something we call, is there a specific pattern in Neurographica? As you see behind me, those of you on Facebook, you can see, I always put a background. Those of you on Instagram, you don't see my background, but I will put some pictures in my feed and you will be able to see it later on. But I do want to talk about something very, very important. A lot of times I get students ask me, remember, all my live sessions are based upon questions I receive from students, my students, students of other instructors, people just interested in Neurographica that didn't know much. They are interested to know more, and they ask questions that they didn't understand from watching some open sessions. And I have a lot of open sessions on my YouTube. So a lot of people write to me and say, we saw your open session. Can I, hi Tatiana, can I ask you something? I want to understand this. So one of the major questions that people ask me is that, does Neurographica have a pattern? Violetta, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see you here, dear. And a lot of times they tell me, Neurographica, is there a specific pattern? They also ask me, if we see a picture that is a Neurographic picture that is not complete, right? Let's say they're watching an open live session that I did on Neurographic on actual drawing, and they would just take a screenshot of the picture in the middle, right? When I finish all the neural lines and everything, but I didn't add color. And they tell me, can we take that and actually add color? Would it have the same effect? Again, when we talk about effect, what are the effects of Neurographica? When people start learning Neurographica, when people start becoming more interested in Neurographica, what are they looking for, right? Some people look for some therapeutic effect. Some people, like we talked about it before, artists, they are looking forward to creating the same kind of art. They're so interested in creating the same kind of neural lines, you know, the wavy lines and the shape, and they're just mesmerized by this, you know, this composition that is a unique view, the unique way, you know, even though it's abstract art, right? I myself am a huge museum lover, right? I love going to museum. That was for me personally, right? And different people have different problems during COVID, right? The effects of pandemic. For me, the biggest problem was not being able to go to the museum, right? Yes, I can go online and see all those beautiful, wonderful paintings and art online, but it's not the same. And we all know that, right? It's not the same as actually, you know, going to the museum and seeing the picture up close, seeing the picture, you know, seeing the 3D kind of, you know, especially when they had the old type of painting, right? We actually see the effect of the painting, the painting being 3D, the painting being, you know, like in your face, like a very, you're not allowed to touch it, but if you would touch it, you would feel it with your fingers, okay? So for me, it was very important, and that was something I truly miss, right? I'm an introvert. I was absolutely okay with like not seeing so many people. I loved having my family here, you know, at home. All my kids were home, you know, but my biggest issue was not going to museums. I love museums, right? So, and one of my favorite museums, you know, as a New Yorker, I would go to the Metropolitan. Abstract art, beautiful work of art. But we know that even though Neurographic is abstract art, it's a different type of art. I remember when I was at the intensive in Moscow actually with St. Petersburg in 2018, the year I was learning Neurographica professionally to become an instructor, we had a conversation with Pavel Piskaryov. Dr. Pavel Piskaryov is the founder of Neurographica. And we were discussing things, you know, I was asking, how did he create it? How did the whole process happen? And then I told him, I said, can we have an art movement, right? A different direction in art, just like there's abstract art, impressionism. Can we have neurographism, right? And he was laughing. He's like, I'm not sure it's in exactly an art direction because it's still abstract art. But he's like, I like the way you're thinking. Remember, it was 2018. Back then, Neurographica was just becoming more popular. This was the first instructor course that had, I believe we were 150 people. The year before us, there were 50 people. And the first year, we were the third cohort. The first cohort only had 16 people, I believe. The second had 50, and the third cohort, 150. And after the third cohort, Neurographica went viral. The whole world started drawing it. And I believe there was a group of people from US, the English-speaking people, and we were the ones who started doing more and more Neurographic session and classes. And I remember there was another discussion similar to what I'm discussing with you now. Can you take somebody's Neurographic drawing without the color, start adding color, and start having the same effect? Again, the answer to that would be, what is the effect you are looking to get, right? If when people ask me that question, I ask them in return, right? I'm a coach, so it's all about questions. I ask them, what is the effect you are looking to get? What are you looking to receive from drawing Neurographica? Or in this case, taking somebody else's drawing and putting color. I remember having this discussion again with Pavel. We had, something came up. Somebody decided that they decided that they made a book. They took a book and put all their Neurographica drawings without color. But, you know, fully without the fixing, basically up to step number 3, okay? They did the composition, they did the rounding, and that's it, right? They may even add there were shapes, there were neural lines, there was no color, there was no fixing, and I think some pictures had the field lines and some pictures didn't. And the question came up that we were discussing with Pavel, is that okay? Can you sell a book like that, right? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I had an idea like that too, right? When you go to the store, you see all those mandalas and, you know, adult art, and I'm thinking, excellent. Take my Neurographica pictures, the ones I didn't color, compile them in a book, right, and publish them. I am sure, I'll be completely honest with you, it would go viral, right? I really do believe. I still think it would go viral. But Pavel said something very important. Pavel wasn't so keen on that idea. He said something like, you have to make sure that when people draw Neurographic, what do we do, if you remember? We discussed it in the previous sessions this week. We need to go through a reaction, right? We always discuss, what are your feelings? We always discuss, what are your thoughts? What is your body reaction? What is your reflection, right? And the interesting part is that when you go through that process, you start having insight and you start going further. So Pavel was bringing up the ecology, right? The safety. If a person is putting in their own pictures, their own reactions, would it be safe? Would it be ecologically appropriate for somebody else to take a picture and start kind of putting their own meaning, or putting, like, if the picture wasn't originated by a person, is it okay to continue? And there was a lot of discussion within, I remember we were discussing it as a whole group of instructors, right? And some people were pro, some people were saying it's okay, it's like for, it's like, again, those adult art kind of pictures, right? It's okay for fun, or maybe to keep busy, or for some sensory issues, right? But most of the instructors, and Pavel's opinion was also, you have to be very careful, because with Neurographica, intention is very important. With Neurographica, the process you're going through the drawing, okay? It's not just the coloring, but through the drawing of the neural lines, of the shapes, of the rounding process. Remember, what is the rounding process, right? Rounding is a harmonization. Harmonization of the whole, of the way you feel toward a certain topic, toward the goal you're trying to achieve. And that's where the question comes. Are you, is it okay for somebody else to take your kind of maybe personal, individual way you are working on your art and kind of complete it for you? Is it okay for you? Would it kind of mess up the way you are working toward your goal? And another question is it okay for that person to take somebody else's kind of intention, somebody else's goal, somebody else's idea, and kind of add their own? Okay, so the ending was, it's not okay. It is not professionally okay. It is not okay from an ecological point of view, from a safe point of view. It is not something people would be interested, it would not be so ecologically correct for a person to take somebody else's personal reaction, somebody else's individuation, right? Because this is, if we go to the Jungian term, right? It's a process of individuation. It's a process of figuring out, how do I feel about, let's say my topic, for example, buying a house. How do I feel about buying a house? And that's what it's all about. It's about figuring out that personal, not just opinion, but that personal view, me working through my personal kind of reactions, emotions, transforming them. Remember, they will be transforming for me. Somebody else takes my pictures and starts going on top of it. It's like not fully going through the process. It's not really dealing with their own goal. Okay. And that was a very important discussion we had. That was something. So a lot of times when people ask me that question, I have students, I'm a supervisor at the instructor course for 3 years in a row. 2 years, I was actually a curator. This year, I was a curator at the instructor's course in English. So a lot of times it's not only my students, but also students who are future instructors, students who are future specialists. I also lead the specialist course. So it's so important for people, one, when they draw it for themselves, and two, when they're ready to start spreading the word to others, to bring the idea that Neurographic is a beautiful art. Yes, you're probably looking at the art behind me and you're like, whoa, this is beautiful. Or maybe some of you are thinking, I wonder what that is. Why, you will have your own personal reaction to the drawing. But the most important part about Neurographic picture, a lot of time my students ask me, do you like it? And I say, it's not as important as your own reaction, as your own feeling. How do you feel about this art? And then they tell me, I like it, I love it, or I don't like it so much. And I ask them, what don't you like? Let's see if we can, prepare the picture. The picture at the end should be at the way the picture, we finish the picture, it should be in the way that we love the picture. We look at our picture and thinking, this picture belongs in the Metropolitan Museum, okay? I'll be honest with you, maybe about, before it wasn't so much. Nowadays, I would say about 80 to 90% of my pictures, I would look at it and say, yeah, I should definitely call Metropolitan. They should put it on the wall. And that's something that comes with experience, guys. Everything I'm telling you, I promise you, it wasn't like, boom, I woke up, I'm a Neurographic genius. I'm really not. And it's something that we learn every single time. Every for the past 3.5, 4 years almost, Neurographic has been something I've been discovering for myself. Then I started discovering as a trainer, as an instructor, teaching others with every single session, even though, let's say next week on Wednesday, we're starting the basics course, right? The basics course is something we start, this is going to be the 9th cohort already. Every single basics course teaches me something new. Open the Neurographica for me from a new point of view. Every time I do a drawing, even if it's my own drawing, whether it's I'm in a course already by another instructor, or I'm leading a course, or it's just sitting down and drawing a picture that I'm trying to figure out what's happening today or what's happening with a certain topic, whether it's a catharsis that I'm drawing. Every single time, I promise you, I discover Neurographica from a deeper level. Okay, and it all comes with practice. The more you're going to practice, the more you're going to discover aspects of Neurographica that you will find to be so interesting, so fascinating, that you will start thinking and saying, gee, I wonder, how do I go from here to here? How do I understand this part? In each step, remember, there are 7 steps in Neurographica. If you look at the live session that I did about 2-3 months ago, I actually went through each step separately. At the basics course, we actually don't just go through the 7th step, but I teach you how to draw Neurographica from A to Z, so to say, right? From the beginning till the end. And that's what happens here. Every time you draw, you discover some new aspect, maybe 1 step or all 7 steps. You will discover Neurographica new. You will start practicing. You will start understanding, what does this picture mean to me? What is this topic? And the fact that I told you that at the end, you're going to love the picture. A picture you create, you're going to say, look at it and say, wow, so beautiful. It comes with practice. Okay, the more you're going to practice, the more you're going to in tune with the way you like to draw, with the way you like to color. Okay, because each Neurographica picture are different, right? Even if I'm teaching the same algorithm, every single person will have their own unique picture. Okay, there were sessions when the student would copy exactly what I drew, right? Let's say the neurotree, they would draw the neurotree, they would copy exactly the amount of resources I put on top and on bottom, the same place, the same basket in the middle, but still their picture would look completely unique with their own colors, with their own, their own way they do the rounding, their own way they draw the neural lines. I promise you, this is very unique. The pictures you see, for those of you on Facebook, the pictures you see in the background, the top picture, I'm trying to remember, both pictures are from the 2018, the first year I was an instructor, I was learning to become an instructor. The second picture on the bottom with the shapes, this is the picture I drew at the instructor's intensive in St. Petersburg. And I still think, I look at this picture and I find it to be so fascinating. And it actually it actually transcribes the energy I received at that intensive when everything was live, actual live, not just on Zoom. And the energy you receive is completely different, okay? I want to show you a few more pictures just for you to understand, right? Because when we talk about Neurographic, there definitely is a pattern, right? Because that's why people ask, can I follow a pattern, right? Can I take your picture, middle, in the middle and just color it myself? To which I answer, look, you can, but don't you want to create something your own? Don't you want to create something unique? And I definitely encourage everybody to come to the basics course and actually learn on your own. How do you draw Neurographica from the beginning? How do you create this neural lines, right? Look at the pattern, right? Neural lines, shapes, and of course the rounding. The rounding is a special pattern, right? We call it the Piskaryov's effect. The neural line we call Piskaryov's line, right? They both are very unique kind of assets of what Neurographic method is all about. And in order to learn that, how to do it appropriately, how to do it in a way where you're going to love the effect, you're going to start to love your pictures, right? You're going to fall now and say, wow, it's so beautiful, right? It's not like perfect in the sense of the perfect, right? I don't believe in the word perfect, right? It all brings us to the perfectionist. Like my trainer recently, I was listening to my trainer, Svetlana Gorbach. She teaches in Russian. She's the author of Psychology of Money and many other amazing programs for dynamics she teaches. So she was saying, whenever you see your perfectionist inside of you, she says, Get ready with your fingers. She said, look at that perfectionist and go, pew. And then she said, see how the perfection just wails away, okay? Forget about perfection. Forget about what you see. Yes, it's great to see other NeuroGraphic pictures online. I do that sometimes. Do you know why? To get inspiration, to see different ideas, to see the creativity. But still, it's so important to understand my pictures, I know, are completely unique. They don't look like anybody else's pictures. Few ideas, right? Some of you know, like I teach the Neuro Butterfly, the financial generation. Let's say the course is authored by my dear colleague and friend, Vera Zhukova. But even then, you know, I take her ideas, I teach it to others. The pictures are very unique. We all draw unique pictures. And I'm inviting you to discover this beautiful, beautiful method of Neurographica. And come join me. We are actually starting next Wednesday, January 5th, right? New year begins, and started with something amazing, like learning this new amazing method of drawing Neurographica and learning how to transform your life, how to transform the way you look at things, the way you do things in life. And maybe you're going to change the way you approach things in life, and things will start happening faster. Things will start happening more readily. You will start seeing opportunities around you that will help you bring your goal to life. Okay. So if you have any questions about what I was telling you today or other videos, or in general, if you have any questions about any topics in Neurographica, welcome to PM me. Welcome to write here in the comment. I am looking forward to seeing you, to reading your questions, and of course, putting it into one of my live sessions. Thank you for joining me today. I truly enjoyed it. As usually, at the end of the session, we are going to do the 1-minute laughter, bringing this energy of laughter, this energy of happiness, of joy into our life. And get ready, prepare your muscles. The way you prepare your muscles is you go like this, as if you're chewing gum or anything, chewing anything, right? Do this movement, right? And I'm gonna start the 1 minute, follow my lead, okay? Now, in the beginning, when it's gonna be a little hard for you to start just laughing spontaneously, right? Like I do, because I'm actually just got certified by as a laughter yoga, right? I'm planning to learning now to become an instructor already. You know, that's what I like to do, right? All new knowledge that I receive, anything new that I enjoy that I want to bring to people, right away I become an instructor. So what I'm inviting you is, in the beginning, if you don't feel like laughing so much, all you have to do is go like this. I promise you, once you do those exercises, you will relax, okay? And the laughter will come out more natural by you, okay? Give me a second. Okay, ready, set, go. As you quiet down, you can put your hands in a gratitude mudra, in a gratitude gesture. And just do some breathing in and out. Feel your aura. your aura that is so full of this beautiful energy of joy and laughter. As you're breathing in and out, infuse yourself with this wonderful, amazing light energy of laughter. I want to thank you for joining me today. I know most of you are watching me in recording. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. It's actually December 31st. A lot of you will be getting ready for the new year. We will be meeting 2 hours earlier. It will be at 10 a.m. Violetta, dear, I'm so glad. I hope you were laughing out loud, right? Amazing. Thank you, dear. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we will do a session at 10 a.m. And we will, and the topic for tomorrow will be, let me find you the topic, what we're discussing. What do I do for a complete effect when drawing Neurographica? Yeah. We've been discussing this over and over, and today we will be going further. Excellent. Looking forward to seeing you and wishing you a beautiful, wonderful day ahead. And of course, a wonderful night for some of you. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your day.